I'm going to tell you a story that's embarrassing in the extreme about something that happened to me. Just this past spring, I'm up hunting black bears in the Alaska range with former Navy SEAL officer Warwick Denver. Warwick's a great guy. He spent the last 13 years of his life either training or fighting in combat zones in Iraq and Afghanistan. When he got done, he really wanted to learn to hunt. I wanted to take him out on a bear hunt. We go out bear hunting. Warwick kills a nice 6'6" black bear, just a tanker of a black bear. We build a little fire and cut some willow forks and some willow sticks and start threading on basically bear kebabs on these skewers. And we're cooking these bear kebabs and it's raining. So it's like hard to get it hot. And we're sitting there and now it's time to go. We got to pack a bunch of stuff back down to where we're based out of. And I call it and I'm like, yeah, you know, it's probably okay to eat this meat. And it's so poorly cooked. I'm like sorting out what is too rare and what I think is done enough. And I eat it. And in fact, 6 people, 6 of us, all eat some of these little squares of bear meat. I walk away from there, never even think about it. Now, a month goes by. During this month, I don't come into contact with any of the guys I work with or with Rourke, who was on the show with me. I sent a text message out to see if anyone was having real bad shits. And one of the guys, one of the producers, Giannis, writes back and says, I'm not having that, but man, am I having a weird thing with fever and muscle aches. So I'm like, well, never mind that. That's not what I'm worried about. You know, I'm worried about me. So a couple of days later, I'm sitting there and all of a sudden my back hurts so bad and my calves start to hurt and my neck starts to hurt. So I email Giannis again, like, dude, what were you talking about? Like not feeling good, you know, like muscles. He's like, oh yeah, you know, 6 days, we're in high fever, muscle aches. And he says, funny thing is my brother has the same thing. His brother was out in the field with us. He's suffering from the same thing. There was another dude who was with us and he lives down in Texas. So we sent an email down to him talking about what might be going on. He's like, funny you mention that because for 6 days I've been running like 102 to 103.9 degree fever. They're pulling my blood out, testing me for dengue fever, West Nile virus. They can't figure out what's wrong with me. So I asked my brother up in Alaska, saying, hey, do you know anybody's had like a weird sickness kind of thing going on? Because we all have it. We haven't been together for a month, and the last time we were together was in Alaska. He then happens to be friends with Alaska's state epidemiologist. He emails a thing to the state epidemiologist, and right away the guy says, I want to talk to you on the phone, and calls me up. I tell him what's going on, and he's like, you boys got trichinosis. When you contract the worm Trichinella spiralis, you get it in your system, we would say you have trichinosis. Nowadays, 90% of the trichinosis cases we get in the US come from black bear meat. I have known that for a long time, and I've been preaching about the importance of cooking bear meat to my viewers and readers for a decade now, and it's really embarrassing. So then I got to talk to someone from the CDC. They come by to get a piece of the bear meat. I give them a shank off the bear meat, and they take the thing to test it, and I get the results back, and that bear had 868 larvae per gram of flesh. And I think there must have been a typo because I've calculated out and I'm like, well, that would be something like 440 or 400, close to 500,000 larvae per pound of bear flesh. And she says, no, that's not a typo. That's how many? Lots of larvae. Well, how this stuff works, how this little worm works, is you're eating the meat and you get these little larvae and it's in the meat. And they're in this little cyst, okay, this little calcified cyst. And the only thing that can eat through that cyst and liberate the larva out of the cyst is stomach acid. So when you eat the flesh, it goes down your gut and hangs out there for weeks. And eventually your stomach acid eats through that cyst. And the boy larva and the girl larva make love in your stomach. And they produce thousands and thousands and thousands of larvae, which then get into your bloodstream and they burrow out of your circulatory system into your muscle. A month later, when we all got intense muscle pain, here, like your calves, was all the spots that those larvae particularly like to hang out. And that pain was them going in there, and my urine turned a funny color. And they were saying that urine is probably from all the muscle tissue getting destroyed inside your body. It takes about 9 days, you start getting better. I took deworming pills, which is similar to the same stuff you give to a dog. The catch is, even when you eat the pills, it probably doesn't rid your body of all the calcified cysts. So should we wind up in an apocalyptic situation, and should everything dissolve, and everything goes to hell, and everyone starts eating each other, when someone eats me, I'm gonna have the last laugh, because that son of a gonna wind up with trichinosis. Eat me, and you will pay the price.